Supreme Rising family. How are you guys doing this beautiful Saturday afternoon? I am doing wonderful, doing great, trying to get my day really going. I kind of had a morning off this morning. I kind of slept in late. Been so busy these past few days and I haven't totally caught up with my rest, but I'm blessed though. I'm really in a great place right now and I'm having a marvelous day. And that's a good thing. I wanted to come on today and take a moment and do a book suggestion slash review. A lot of my books, some of them I've read already, some of them I haven't. And so that's why I'll alternate when I do my videos. I sometimes call them book reviews, sometimes I call them book suggestions. And because not all the time I have read the material, much of the material also I use as super studies. And so not every single book is actually read. I use some to go in and just reference. So I read a lot of books and then some of them I use as references. And so I pull information out when I'm trying to connect the dots and doing my super study time. So anyway, but I wanted to come on and share with you guys another book suggestion. And hopefully that somebody can take something from this information and be blessed with it. So I'm gonna put on my eyes. And the first book, I left this book out of a book review that I did recently. And so one of my beautiful subscribers mentioned it in the comments. And then I realized that book would have actually fit really great in that particular video. But anyway, I'm going to talk about it today. And so you guys will have it. And so a very important book. And it's called the Black's Law Dictionary. Very important book. I'm going to let you pick it up here. It's a pretty big one. I have the hardback, hardcover, and it's called the Black's Law Dictionary, edition 11th edition by Brian A. Gardner. This is a very important book, guys. If you're doing a lot of studying, this is actually, dictionaries are reference books. You probably wouldn't read it from cover to cover. So like I say, sometimes I call it a book suggestion and some book reviews. But this book is very very important book. But let me give you a little information on it. The Black's Law Dictionary is the gold standard language of the law that they created. And when I say they, I'm talking about the Babylon, the evils, the system that has had control over us. So just know that they created that book. It's their magic book. It's their book. When I think of the word witchcraft, I also think of the Black's Law Dictionary because it is their core book. It's one of the sources, one of the many sources that they use to actually contribute to the controlling of us. Okay? And I also would recommend, if you purchase that book, which I recommend that you do if you're really trying to understand, and learn about what's taking place, what has been taking place on this planet for centuries, that you would purchase that Black's Law Dictionary because it is the legal, it is the law at the root of how they've been able to manifest many of the things that they have throughout the centuries. They create that. Just because it's legal doesn't mean that it's moral. Know that. But they create these materials to support their quest to have done the things that they have done to us for so long. So the Black's Law Dictionary is one of their magic books. Also, I would always advise you guys to purchase the Oxford Concise Dictionary of English Etymology. This book right here. If you're doing any deep studying, you want to make sure you have this book alongside the Black's Law Dictionary, because they also, the English language is also being used to spellbound us. And so if you're doing those deep studies, you want to also have this book. And I've shown this book before, but in conjunction with the Black's Law Dictionary, both of those books would be very necessary if you're really studying and you're trying to really understand what those evils have been doing. So I'm going to show you one more time the Black's Law Dictionary along with the Oxford Concise Dictionary of English Etymology. So the Black's Law Dictionary, I want to say it's a powerful book. It's only powerful because we've accepted it as powerful. It's only powerful because, not because they say it is, but because we have, through the centuries, we have ascribed to what they have put together in order to control, in order to use the magic that they have been using to keep us under their feet. So, but it is one of those books that a lot of people in law school, a lot of law school students would purchase that book because it actually is the basis for a lot of the material that they have to know, they have to learn in their quest to become, to become lawyers. And so it is a very powerful book because it has been made powerful through magic and also with our consent. So if you want to look at it in a powerful sense, that's how it became powerful. Without our consent, it would just be a book with pieces of paper attached. But we made it powerful by accepting it. But it is one of those books, again, I'm going to show you, that I would recommend that you purchase and have in your library, because in many cases it will come in handy in your studies. And almost, if you're in this, again, in this world of trying to learn and remember and understand the things that have been done to us throughout this whole system, this is the book, this is one of the sources that is at the core of all of this. And so you want to purchase this book, Black's Law Dictionary, 11th edition by Brian A. Garner. It's a, it can be a little expensive, especially the hardback, but it is well worth it. And so the next book I want to recommend to you, and I advise every being on this planet to become familiar with Meet Your Straw Man and Whatever You Want to Know. It's called Meet Your Straw Man. Let me show you. This is a very popular book, up and becoming popular. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about this book as they find out the truth about what they did to us and how they initiated control. This book was actually break down in details how they initiated the control that they have, had on us. We are born into a puzzle with a picture. We come into this world during this time, this experience, and we come into a whole puzzle, scrambled puzzle. Children are the closest to source And I say that because children, when they come into this space, when they're born into this space, they're new. They're not tampered with. You know, they haven't had the opportunity and the time to be affected by TV and propaganda and all of the conditionings of the world. So children are innocent. We were all once very innocent. And, you know, we came here with a fresh mind, untampered with. And so, you know, but it once we get here, it all begins. So when you are born, your mother unknowingly turns you over to this corporation. So guys, know that this country is actually a corporation. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people still don't know that. But it is a corporation, and you're the straw man. You are actually, we are the slaves to this corporation. And they, in a very discreet, very sinister manner, they take over our bodies and our minds. And this book will help you understand exactly how they do it. So I'm going to recommend you purchase this book. And I always say I start with the half-price bookstores, the used bookstores, and then I try to find bookstores owned by newer melanated people, our family. And then if I can't, then I may go to Amazon at last resort. But to get this book, I would recommend you, purchase it for sure. And that would be the route that I would suggest you go if you anything like me. So, but if when I open it and the first page, it asks you, it gives you a quiz, and it says who meets. It shows you the capital, and it says who meets there. It says what do they do there? Do they help you in any way? If your answers were the members of the government meet there, they represent all the people living in this country. And yes, they create laws to protect me and my family. If those were your answers, then let me congratulate you on getting every one of your answers absolutely wrong. Didn't do too well on the quiz. Okay, let's have another go. When was slavery abolished? Was slavery legal? Are you indebted to a financial institution? Here are the answers, guys. Listen to the answers. The serving officers of a commercial corporation. They think up ways to take money and goods from you. And no, absolutely not. They help themselves and not you. Those are your answers to those questions. The second set of questions. Slavery has never been abolished, and yourself are considered to be a slave even right now. We are slaves right now. Yes, slavery is legal, although it is not lawful. You need to discover the difference. You need to know the difference between legal and lawful. This book is going to help you with all of that. And the last answer to the last question is no, you are not in debt to any financial institution. So that's just a basic, some basic stuff here that's entailed in this book. And can you imagine how much more lies you're going to uncover if you purchase it? Those in power have a big secret. Paying tax is optional. Did you know that, guys? Paying taxes is optional. Registering a vehicle is optional. Paying a fine is optional. Attending a court is optional. Everything is optional. It says, does this seem a little strange to you? If it does, then you need to read on. Guys, I recommend you get this book. As we are awakening today, this is a part of this information, these lies that are being uncovered as a part of the awakening. It's a part of us restoring our memory and, becoming, and telling the knowledge that, has been hidden from us, and those things that the truth that we're going to need in order to go forward. So these This information is very, 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 very important. And I recommend that these are some of the very finest, most important books you'll ever, become aware of, these that I am mentioning. And so if you are on this quest, and most of us, or many of us, I must say, are, then you want to purchase this book, Meet Your Straw Man. I tell you, and it's going to blow your mind. I'm going to read you just a little bit more, just a couple of more excerpts, just so you'll know even more how powerful this book is going to bless your life. Every mortgage and loan is fully repaid from day one. You can pay it again if you want to, but you don't have to. If nobody has told you that you have a straw man, then this could be a very interesting experience for you. Your straw man was created when you were very young, far too young to know anything about it. But then it was meant to be a secret, and its purpose is to swindle you, and it has been used very effectively to do just that ever since it was created. Get this book, guys. Get this book. This book could set you free. It has what it takes to help set you on a quest to become actually free. So purchase that book. That's the second book that I wanted to recommend or suggest. So the third book is How to Free Yourself from Legal Tyranny. Let me let you take a look at that one. How to Free Yourself from Legal Tyranny. We the people, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. They can't do anything to us, guys. They can't control us at all without our consent. Anything that they have gotten away with throughout all these years, they've been able to do it with our consent. And there's just a very, very sinister and sneaky way that they get the consent from us. But they couldn't have done it without our consent. And that's why it's so important to clean out your pineal gland. Some people call it the pineal gland. And wake up and use your common sense and critical thought. And that's a lot of what many churches teach you not to do. And once you decide to look into the origin of the church, you'll understand why they teach us not to use our own mind, our own critical thinking and common sense. It works in their favor. This article has really filled in the voids that kept me from fully understanding things. I have found it to be one of the best discussions on the subject of freedom and how our own government has managed to take that freedom away from us. We're not free, guys. We are slaves. That is a fact. All while giving lip service to the Constitution. The title of this article is The UCC Connection. The noteworthy author is Howard Freeman. It is dated September the 22nd, 1991. How to Free Yourself from Legal Tyranny. The frustrations many Americans feel about our judicial system can be overwhelming and often frightening. And like most fear, it is based on the lack of understanding or knowledge. When you don't know and when you don't understand, that works in their favor. And that's why studying and getting, a clear understanding of the truth is going to benefit you tremendously. It's a catch-22 with everything, in this corporation. The 10 maxims of commercial law. A workman is worthy of his hire. All are equal under the law. In commerce, truth is sovereign. Truth is expressed in the form of an affidavit. Okay, what is morally true is not necessarily what is true by their definition. An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. An unrebutted affidavit becomes judgment in commerce. That's just like a man going to court on child support, and if he doesn't show up, he becomes liable by default. And so he becomes the daddy in truth by their terms, by because he didn't come to court, not given a second chance, in many cases. So an unrebutted affidavit becomes judgment in commerce. It's kind of similar. A matter must be expressed to be resolved. He who leaves the field of battle first loses by default. Just what I just said. If you leave the field of battle, if you don't show up, the law, their laws, remember now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is law morally, but by their own terms. Sacrifice is the measure of credibility. A lien or claim can be satisfied only through a rebuttal by counter affidavit, point by point resolution by a jury, or payment. Guys, how to free yourself from legal tyranny. If you want to know how to do that, get this book. It'll bless your life, and it could very possible be intricate in setting you free, helping you to become free. The last book in this session is called For Jurors, Sheriffs, Bailiffs, and Justices, Common Law Handbook. Let me let you see it. Common Law Handbook. For jurors, sheriffs, bailiffs, and justices. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face. Psalms 89:14. Yes, they use a lot of Bible scriptures when they're trying to manipulate you and I. It's a very well set up, oiled machine. We the people by the mercy and grace of God, ordained with certain unalienable rights, among them the right to form and exercise this 25 people grand jury in the spirit of Magna Carta and our founding fathers, and in obedience to God for this country on behalf of the people. Having recorded our authority with the county clerk and the state Supreme Court chief clerk, by which we act in order to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity by the securing of natural law, and thereby returning justice, honor, and grace for a perpetual administration of trust on behalf of the people hereby defined in this handbook. Romans 12:19-21. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. And then you have the natural law. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. So, I recommend you purchase this book. If you or you know anyone that you can suggest it to that are on this quest to become free. So those are 4 books, actually 5 with the etymology book, the dictionary, that I recommend that you keep in your library and let that material be at the core. So when you start researching and pulling pieces together from different materials, different sources, that those books will be intricate in helping you to formulate a picture, so that you can really see what's really going on, because they have, in such a diabolical way, they have set this system up, and I want to say airtight. There are many of us who have always been on their trail of understanding that it's all been a lie. Many of us have. I've always known that this system wasn't what they claim it is. I just didn't know enough, years ago to try and convince anyone. Even myself, totally. I couldn't make it all fit. But as I research, as I go within and the uploads continue to come, and going back and remembering all of the information that has always been within myself and us, because it's there. Information is in you, it's in your DNA. And with these codes clearing out and everything, being fixed, we're remembering a lot of this. We're remembering, and it's triggering us, to many of us, to seek for more information, to start, going out and purchasing material. And a lot of the material come in old books. A lot of the truth that we're looking for is in old material, and some of the material is not even still is not in circulation anymore. You have to dig really deep to find it. And that's what I have been doing, guys, and I've been finding this material. I'm gonna do a couple of book suggestion videos back to back, because I have another one that's very powerful that I'm gonna do here shortly, and because I just want you guys to have this information ASAP. Really, I want you to have it as soon as possible. And so I'm not gonna hesitate to get these. I'm gonna step it up on these book suggestions, these book reviews, because it is just important right now, guys. The sooner the better that I give this information, get it out to you guys, those who are not aware, where you can go and get this material and start digging in and really learning what they have done to us. But I just wanted to share those books because, like I said, they're at the core of when you're studying. Those books can help you greatly, as you start to connect the dots, putting the puzzle together. So I wanted to do this book suggestion video as soon as possible. And guys, like I say, if you can't find these books at a resale bookstore, at last resort, you may have to go to Amazon. But there's tons of bookstores out there, guys. There are bookstores out there that I didn't even know existed. I'm just finding out recently in this quest that I'm experiencing. So guys, get these books and learn the truth about what they've done to us. How they have been able to do it for as long as they've been able to do it. It's so important, guys, that we get the truth. The truth will set you free in so many ways. And so I just recommend you guys getting on board. I suggest you get on board and let's do this thing together. And if you have any, guys, all of my subscribers, you are like family to me. You are family to me. And if you have any suggestions or any comments or anything that you can contribute to what I am doing here, I welcome it wholeheartedly, because we are in this together and we are one together. And so as we learn, we can help each other. There's always something out there that somebody else has that I need. You may have that I need. And so I welcome it. I am very humble and very appreciative of whatever you can contribute. So I hope you enjoyed this little short video on these powerful materials. And again, I suggest, guys, that you go out and find these books and bless your life. I thank you so very much. I'm going to sign out now, and I'm going to say assalamu alaikum to you guys. I'm going to say shalom, namaste, ashe, ashe, ashe. And as I always say, keep your chin up. Get some sun. I don't care how cold it is. Whatever the sun, if it's daylight, there's some sun beaming from somewhere. Now, the cold cannot stop what is destined. The cold cannot stop what Mother Nature has set in place, in motion. So get some sun and hug somebody, guys. There's always someone out there that needs a hug. Hug somebody and even tell them you love them. Because that's the one thing that takes everything. That is one thing that means the most. Let me just put it like that. That means the most. It trumps everything. That's the word I'm looking for. And that's love. So let's love one another and let's walk into our divine places. Thank you so much, guys. Click like the video, not like the video, guys. And because when you like it, others can see it. Getting tongue tied here. And also share the video, because I know there's someone out there that might appreciate it, and your sharing it may get the video in front of their eyes. So I appreciate if you would share the video. And also click the notification bell if there's anything that I say that resonates with you. I appreciate you so much. We are one family together. And let's work together and help each other, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you immensely. I'm going to say peace be unto you, guys. Take care. And until next time, I'm going to say bye-bye.